and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Shackwitz. This is the Kaged match, and this is a review for AEW Dynamite for 12/18/19. You start out with the Lucha Brothers versus Adam Page and Kenny Omega. The big story here is Kenny Omega and Adam Page really couldn't get on the same page, so the Lucha Brothers capitalized and got the win. It was a very, very good match all the way through. After the match, Pac comes on the Titantron, cuts a promo where he's talking to Kenny Omega, says he wants the rubber match, and then goes after Michael Nakazawa. And that's how he's trying to get to Kenny Omega. Then you get the Butcher and the Blade with Ali versus Darby Allin and Cody. So here, Darby Allin hits one of the Blade or the Butcher outside the ring with a coffin drop, and then Cody capitalizes. And so Darby Allin and Cody get the win after a pretty good match. I liked it. Then you get a Jack Perry package because he's supposed to be facing Chris Jericho later in the show. Miranda Elise then takes on Awesome Kong with Brandy Rhodes, of course. And I never seen Miranda Elise before. But, you know, Awesome Kong is going to get the win, let's be honest. And that's exactly what happens. Awesome Kong gets the win. They do the little hair cuttings thing and whatever. After that, you get Jim Ross, who talks to Jack Perry. It's kind of just an interview where Perry's talking about, you know, the gravity of his first major match like this. So it was pretty cool. Then Chris Jericho with Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara take on Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, with Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt. And the whole idea here was Chris Jericho said that Jack Perry couldn't last 10 minutes with him, so it wasn't really a typical match per se. It was like a beat the clock challenge, which Jack Perry did do. He had some very cool moments in here. He was all over the place. Honestly, Jack Perry was just like bouncing all around the ring with some of his moves. Looked really good. So yeah, Jack Perry wins the match, and they, you know, made it clear that nobody's getting a win or a loss in this scenario. It's a time limit draw. So that's what that was. I kind of wish they had done something a little bit different, but whatever, it worked. It was a good chance for Jack Perry to get in the ring with somebody like Chris Jericho and really get a spotlight on him. And it was very good. I really liked it. And you get an SCU interview. They got cut off by the Lucha Brothers. They exchanged some words. Then you get Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker. Statlander, this is the woman that's been trying to be recruited by Brandy Rhodes and the Nightmare Collective. And so they were paying pretty close attention to this match. You could tell at the end of the day, Chris Statlander did beat Britt Baker, which I actually kind of thought was surprising because I figured Britt Baker would be like the one they'd really want to go with. But I guess they got more storyline with Statlander. So Tony Schiavone goes up to interview Statlander afterwards. Brandy Rose interrupts that interview, asks if Chris Statlander is going to join the Nightmare Collective. She says no, so the Nightmare Collective comes out. And with a distraction, Brandy Rhodes hits Statlander in the face with a spike heel. And then Sadie Gibbs comes out to kind of check on Statlander, and that's where they leave that. Then you get Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard, and they're just, I guess, talking about recruiting somebody, if that's what I'm understanding through this bit. It was just a backstage bit with them talking. Didn't really do a lot for me, but, you know, apparently they're recruiting somebody. Then you get a Young Bucks package, and that leads into the Young Bucks versus the SCU. You already know that's going to be a great match. SCU get the win. I mean, I really don't, unless I'm doing a play-by-play, that's really all you need to say. Young Bucks and SCU are amazing. They're going to pull off an amazing match. But then it got really weird at the end. The Dark Order come out. Christopher Daniels comes out to help out the SCU, who's getting their asses beat by the Dark Order. Also, Cody and Dustin Rhodes come out, and eventually Kenny Omega, and they all get beat down by the Dark Order. And the Dark Order at the end of the show standing tall. So, don't know what to make of that yet. It was a bunch of guys in masks just beating down everybody. There was one thing that really caught the internet's attention, and that was one of these guys in the Dark Order. Dustin Rhodes was there. He was bleeding. and for whatever reason, this guy, maybe he was trying to protect Dustin or whatever, but he was hitting the mat next to Dustin. You could see like his punches were not landing anywhere close to Dustin's head. That really looked bad. I don't care what the situation is. You got to figure out how to sell it somehow. That looked ridiculous. That was my thought on it. Overall, it was an alright show. Definitely, better than Raw and SmackDown. Not as good as a lot of Dynamites, though, I gotta say. Maybe it's because of the awkwardness of the ending. The whole Nightmare Collective thing I'm not really sold on. So, I mean, it was still really good, though. They had some good matches, for sure. They had some amazingly talented matches. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Still well above average. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Just a couple of things just weren't for me. But, yeah, overall, still very good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.